The art of charcuterie has been around since the 15th century, and it was a word used by the French to describe shops that sold aged meats. But here in Temecula, when we hear the word charcuterie, we think of grazing together, enjoying beautiful cheeses, salty meats, sweets, and fruits. And let's not forget wine pairing. Hi, I'm Kim with Meeker Realty Group, and I'm here to spotlight a small business called Grazing Theory. Grazing Theory is a catering company that is based here in Temecula and specializes in charcuterie and cheese boards. They aim to create fresh and elegant arrangements that will be sure to elevate your event to the next level. My town is your town, so let's go explore together. So Gina, tell me, what's the story behind the name of the store?
You know, grazing is a new way of eating. It's like a really new style of eating. Instead of people sitting down for a big steak, now they're sitting down for a lavish charcuterie board where they can build their own flavor profiles. Usually grazing is associated with, you know, a cow in the field that's just picking at the grass, where now we are adults or even children sitting around the table with a beautiful board that has so many flavor profiles on it. And we can guide you through what goes with which one, or you can just go for it yourself, like dig in and see what works.
That's so nice. And so you have many different boards that you can either order, right, through Grazing Theory, or when you talk about building your own. So share with me a little bit more about this specific board and why you put this one together, because I see there's a lot of different textures here, flavors, and it looks absolutely delicious, by the way.
This is one of our most popular boards. This one is called the Grazer because we're grazing, correct?
Sure.
So the Grazer is great for 4 to 6 adults sharing as an appetizer, and there's a methodology behind it because we're building those flavor profiles. So I'm going to take a minute and walk you through why we have this board. So the first thing is your canvas. So the canvas that we use for this particular board is 100% bamboo cutting board.
Okay.
That is the clients to keep for years to come. So when it's a Grazing Theory board, it has our logo on it. But when we work with other companies who are gifting this to their clients, we put their logo on it.
Oh,
and
nice.
we use a local Temecula company to engrave the boards for us with their laser. So again, we're supporting local businesses, which is very important to us here. So first is our cow's milk, which is this guy right here. That is a double cream French brie with a 60% cream content. And that is going to be your semi-soft cheese. That's going to be amazing with bubbles, with white wine, with rosé, because the creamy fat content in the cheese will attach to that acidity in your wine.
And I see here you've actually brought some wine today to actually pair with this board. So when you're saying specific wines for the cheese, so can I actually pick these up a little bit for the for us to take a look at?
Absolutely.
So we've got this one here, right?
Yeah.
Let me take actually this one
On the side there?
Yeah.
So you'll see that the board is really compact. It's really lavish.
This
It's beautiful.
amazing.
So the goat cheese is from Cypress Grove Creamery, which is in Marin County, just north of San Francisco.
Okay.
And that one, you can see that little black line down the middle.
Yeah.
So this is a really unique cheese because it's curing from the inside out. So on the inside of the cheese, you will see like the fresh, typical goat cheese that we all know. Towards the rind there, you'll see that it gets a little bit more creamier.
Okay.
Because it's maturing from the inside out. So the inside will always be that fresh crumbly, and then towards the outside, you're gonna get a little bit more creamy.
Okay.
That little black line is vegetable ash.
Vegetable ash.
And
can I just have this
yes, of course.
I love the story you were sharing earlier.
Yes.
Earlier about this cheese.
So that little bit of vegetable ash is grape leaf ash. So it's nice to see how wine and cheese kind of mend together. What's really fun about this one too is that it's called humbled fog. So the fog also is that little black line, and if you've ever been to San Francisco, when you start hearing the horns, the fog rolls in, which is why this one's called humbled fog, because it is right on the coast.
So I feel like what you're telling me is each board, it almost has its own soul its own story.
They do. And I mean, this is the other fun part is that on here too, you get 2 types of meats. So this guy here is a spicy Capicola. So the beautiful red color is from paprika, and then you'll also see little bits of fennel in there.
Here, right?
This little pretty guy, yes.
It's so
and
pretty.
then
I don't want to.
No, please go for it.
But I just want to show it for the camera here. So we're talking about this one right here.
Exactly. So that one is going to be a tiny bit spicy, and it also has a really high fat content in it. So if you open up that little flour that we made, you'll see a lot of fat in there. And the spiciness goes really well with sweet. It's kind of like sweet and spicy like you would do with Thai food.
Okay.
But with your red wine, it tastes amazing because the spiciness brings out this smokiness.
So tell me about, let's see here. So we've got even olives on here.
There are some olives. These are Italian olives. We have La Panzella crackers, which is our go-to cracker. It's a flatbread style cracker with a tiny little bit of sea salt, which is the little crystals you see, and some rosemary. So again, when we are eating charcuterie, we're not making cracker sandwiches anymore. The honeycomb that you just looked at is from a 4th generation honey farmer right here in Temecula. Their company name is Fresh from the Hive. So we get our honeycomb from them, and we also get our organic honey that they curate for us that we can also put as an option on the boards. I absolutely love, and they're on absolutely all of our boards, is Mrs. G's hot pepper jelly. Local to Temecula, she's been in business. Pull it out.
You know, Gina was sharing with us earlier how amazing this jelly is, but there's 4 different flavors.
4 flavors, yes.
Okay.
So we have a 4-pack in the store. If you, yes, absolutely. If you don't know which flavor you would like, get the 4-pack because it's 4 or 5 ounces like that one. And once you figure out which one you love, we also have the 10-ounce jars that we have in our store.
Well, this is not only the most beautiful board I think I've ever seen, and I love charcuterie boards wherever I go, and if they have them on the menu, I typically order one. But most importantly, I must tell you that this has so many options on here, and there's something on here for everyone. So share with me, what actually inspired you to create a store around the art of charcuterie?
You know, it's crazy because this was completely organic and completely by accident. I've always loved entertaining. If I could have a dinner party every night, I would. I'd be the happiest person alive. Yes, my husband would not love that. But that's why I started doing what I do, because I think catering is the perfect fit for me, because I love seeing people's faces when they sit down, welcoming people with a welcome drink. So for me to get into catering was such a natural thing. But honestly, when I came to Temecula, I needed a hairdresser. It's the first thing a girl needs, which was about 3 years ago. I found her. They happened to be opening a storefront, and I said, you know what, you need a grand opening. And they hired me to do the grand opening. I offered to do a cheese board for the grand opening, which turned into a 48-inch round table of cheese and meats and fruits. So after that event, everybody wanted to know who is the cheese lady. So I now proudly wear the crown of Temecula's cheese lady. And that's what kickstarted my business. I stopped doing event design and I started being a full-time caterer.
That's wonderful. So that kind of leads me into my next question that I wanted to ask you. We were talking a little bit about earlier that I thought was really intriguing is I would love for you to share like how COVID has positively affected your business.
Our company, it has been such a blessing in disguise, and we've been lucky that I, proclaimed I'm essential before Governor Newsom even said that restaurants or caterers are essential, and we had to change our format. So we had to pivot really quick. Yes, because the wineries closed, so that means that is the bulk of my business. I didn't have those catering contracts anymore. So talked to some of our winery partners, and we came up with this brilliant idea of making a cheese board. Clients buy it right on our website, and they'll let us know which winery they are members from, where they have orders to pick up. So we would make the cheese board, pick up their wine on the way to deliver to their house. So we became a delivery service for cheese and wine.
That's amazing. I love hearing that story. That's such a great success story. But most importantly, it's just such a, you pivoted. You took something and you didn't look at like how this is, gonna negatively affect my business. You took what you had and you put it into something good, and you pivoted and delivered, which, when we were talking earlier too, something else that's very dear to my heart is also supporting local businesses, local small businesses. Well, this has been such a great experience. I love it. Gina is located here in the Vail Ranch headquarters here in South Temecula, so be sure to come and check this out. Give Gina a call. She has definitely spoiled us today And this is just amazing. Thank you for this wonderful experience.
Thank you, Kim. Appreciate you being here. Cheers.
You bet. Oh, cheers. Would you like to know more about Grazing Theory? Feel free to contact Gina at Grazing Theory for any business or customer related questions. As someone who serves our community, I know it's vital to support our local businesses. I've partnered with My Town to do just that, spread awareness and support local businesses. Won't you join me? Send me a chat and we can discuss or explore your business.